What's up, wrestling fans? We are back again. I am JaySin here with the Horror King, Gary. Gary is clearly in his own zone right now. We'll get to him in a second. We are Discuss Impact, available most everywhere. You listen to podcasts. Got a lot of news today. The beautiful people and Awesome Kong are returning. Jonathan Gresham is injured. Impact got their highest viewership in over a year, almost a year and I think a year and a half. I don't know. I didn't look it up exactly. Moose got a new contract. That's the longest in Impact history. Eric Young does not have a contract. And what's up there, Gary? What did I miss?
Um, I don't know. That really hasn't. I haven't really seen a lot of news that you haven't just other than what you've just mentioned. I will say tonight I'm coming off a really good past week. I was able to see Stained and Godsmack in concert, and they were like really cool.
Oh, I didn't know this was the How Was Gary's Week podcast. I thought this was about him. Well, no, that's cool. I saw both of them years back when I was going to those things, but yeah. So I think the biggest, well, everybody loves the beautiful people, so that's awesome. Velvet Sky and Angelina Love with Awesome Kong returning for the 1000th episode of Impact, taking place in White Plains, New York, September 9th. More names will be announced soon. ... I heard. We'll see. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have more people. You know what I mean? They announced 2 names for this. This is a huge show, the 1000th episode. Ratings have been actually crazy. This was from Brandon Thurston, the only man alive who gets ratings these days, I guess, for the July 27th episode. 153,000 viewers. That is the highest viewership since January 27th, 2022. So you can all do the math. I think that's a year and a half. Jonathan Gresham hurt at Beyond Wrestling, out 4 to 6 weeks. That sucks.
Well,
Gary, when the hell is Redemption? Redemption. What am I saying? Emergence.
Emergence is it's in 20 days and it's on August 27th, Jay.
Ooh. So that's cut tight right there, unless I'm.
Yeah, well, what's a bummer about it for him is they got him kind of in a bit of a meaty role right now with Impact, with him hinting about the peer vision, and then we write a pretty good story, and I kind of wanted to see where this one was going to go, but I wonder if it'll take a back seat, or maybe we'll see someone that's close ties with Grisham come in and fill that void.
I was looking at the thing now. I guess it's good, or I'm not sure how they could have known, unless no, they couldn't have known. He got hurt after this. So, but I mean, the Rascals just beat them last week, so I mean that's good for story wise.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like at least they're not, they didn't have to pull some BS that they're out of the.
Maybe that's why at the tapings they went in that direction. I mean, not that the
Rascals. Because he got hurt after. Because he got hurt.
He did. He did. Oh, okay.
He got hurt. He got hurt this weekend. You know what I mean? And the tapings were a month ago, whatever the hell. But whatever. So that sucks. I saw a picture of him in a hospital, and I don't know. He looked totally fine. He had like a huge smile on his face. But yeah, so 4 to 6 weeks supposedly. We'll see. And then Fightful Select reports about Moose's new contract. While the exact length isn't known, it is one that will keep him well into his mid-40s. He's currently 39. The longest contract in Impact Wrestling history line is not a work. Fightful Select has confirmed Moose's deal does in fact hit that mark. I mean, I think that's pretty great. Moose is awesome, and there was more stuff about how they kind of like jumped in and gave him like more money because they didn't even want him to touch free agency. And I'm kind of surprised. Yeah. I mean, I didn't think they thought of Moose like that, even though they should, but I guess they do.
Well, that's pretty cool, too, because, we got mad respect for him here on the channel, and this just furthers it because, he could have taken the bigger, payday, I'm sure, from down south. I'm sure they would have threw him a nice figure because, he has proven himself in the sport of wrestling. So,
sorry.
Oh, just nice, re-pick up, if you will, of Moose on the roster.
Yeah, I think a lot of us want to see main event Moose soon, and maybe we will. And speaking of Moose, he's got a new T-shirt. Gary's T-shirt of the week.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get at it this week a little bit earlier. It's a cross-promotion shirt. It's Moose and Brian Myers they're the most professional wrestling gods, and it's their T-shirt. It has a mix of the Moose logo along with Brian Myers. It's currently running for $24.99 to $26.99. It ranges from sizes small right up to triple large, I believe, Jay.
It's a cool T-shirt. I don't know. I don't know if I want them together for long enough where they have a T-shirt. You know what I mean?
Unless they're planning on giving them a really deep run with the tag team titles, that kind of like brings the out of the the woodwork to kind of be more of a threat to them.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that. I don't know. I mean, he's so goddamn big and ripped, and I feel like if you stand him next to like Shelly and Sabin, like they kind of look silly.
Yeah,
and
that's
just like an old school kind of thought thing, but whatever. Damn, I had something else I wanted to say, but okay. So Eric Young, this one I don't like. He does not have a contract with Impact right now. Instead, a personal agreement with Scott, and hopes to have a deal soon. I'm sorry. I mean, there's a lot of words here, but what the fuck is that? That's my question. Why not just sign the guy? I mean, he said it's something that we could cross the bridge as far as contracts go. I'm under an agreement with Scott. So we're working on it.
That actually came out of EY's mouth about that.
Like, this is him. This is him. Ready? There's actually some really cool stuff that will probably come out in October, November. An opportunity to have with Anthem and Axis. So the deal is really complicated, and that's why it's taking so long. But I will definitely up there for the Emergence pay-per-view in Toronto and hope to be past that as well. I'd be very surprised if we didn't work something out. I don't know. That scares me.
Yeah, it does. It does me too, because there's always that lingering, option out there with him having like really good relationship with Triple H. That's what I'm concerned.
He can't go back there again. Jesus.
I wouldn't think he would.
But I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I don't know. Like maybe he'll come back and do a TV. I'm sure maybe he'll do some TV show with on Axis. You know what I mean? Like EY. I don't know. He does.
Once again,
he did a show like on what was it last time? Maybe he had that show.
Oh, yeah,
it was like kind of like a Stone Cold, like it's kind of like an In the Woods thing with EY. I don't know. I forget. Whatever. Maybe I'm wrong. He also had a fantasy football thing, so I guess it could be that.
Oh, kind of like that History Channel's version of Alone kind of thing.
I'm not sure where I got that from. I could be totally off. But I know he also did fantasy football, which is a fact. Then he did something else. I don't know. Let us know in the comments or wherever. But
I think it was actually a fishing show, Jay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, there you go. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was something kind of fishing or, in that area. So, but speaking of EY, okay, no, actually, let me go back a little first. So Slammiversary did awesome in terms of the buy rates. And, I mean, I didn't think it was awesome. I thought it was good. But, like, it did awesome in terms of it had 4 times as many buys as last year, which is totally insane. And now we get this news about their ratings being highest in over a year or a year and a half. Yeah, I mean, it's August, right? January, year and a half. Which, again, I think is insane just because I don't think this has been their best stuff in like a year and a half. But whatever, I'm not going to complain. Like, that's awesome. And, like, there's a lot of really good things happening. And I think Trinity has to get maybe a good amount of credit. Because, like, I can't think where else could it be coming from. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
What am I missing?
I don't know. I just noticed at the set of tapings. I think she's really well loved here in Chicago. And, like, I don't know what it is, but it felt, I don't know, the cheers were so loud, I thought, for a typical Impact. Like, it kind of felt like it was kind of like a, like the Full Sail NXT crowd. I don't mean to keep bringing up WWE because we kind of frown upon that here on the channel because we don't hate what it is, but we have ties to a lot of things that are going on with Impact, with her being formerly up north. So it's always good to have mention. It's good for wrestling.
Yeah. Also, Impact recently hit 1 billion views on YouTube. Just checking out my the Impact Wrestling fan group on Facebook. Shout out to everyone on there. Okay, got the ratings. Let me just run down. What else? And Tasha Steelz will be returning soon. So that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. I did see some of that, like the tidbit she mentioned. She said she's got something cooking. So I don't know if we're going to see a character change or just some kind of maybe some like really well done storyline with the knockouts. Maybe she turns heel. Who knows?
Yeah, fair. And let's get to. Oh wait, no.
August
So I
3rd.
just hang on. I thought I had one more thing. Okay, so we went back to the Slamversary, and Impact is doing awesome right now, and I'm not sure why exactly, but yeah, Trinity. Oh yeah, okay, so yeah, I want to lead with Trinity there, but I don't want to go back to EY because. Or hang on, let me just go with EY quick. So EY hasn't resigned yet, but I read an interview recently. He did I think it was with Fightful. I'm not sure where or it was on Fightful. It might have been with somebody else. But he was talking about, how what I always call him. I can't think of the goddamn word, but creative was one of the words, and I can't think of the word, but the fact that he can do like all different kinds of things. You know what I mean? Like how he can be funny, he can be. Yeah, like he can be funny, he can be a badass, whatever. I can't think of the word, but like that was what he was talking about basically. And my problem is like we've been seeing the same EY for when he left and now since he's back, and I just want fun EY. You know what I mean? Like I don't know about you, but I hated the ending to this show. I loved the opening with the knockouts, and then I hated the ending with EY. Like I didn't even get it. I watched it like 3 times. Is he dead? Is he supposed to be like unkillable now? Like.
I don't know. It's kind of like baffled me too because it kind of felt like I mean, I didn't hate it. I kind of was intrigued about what it was going.
Yeah, no, hate's a bit much. Sorry.
Yeah, but like with me, like it kind of felt like kind of like in the middle Lucha Underground when it was kind of confusing.
Yeah, it felt. Yeah, it was very good. It was just it didn't really lead anywhere. Like that could. I don't know. Like I feel like you don't do something like that unless it's leading to.
But I did
something at the end, but it was just like, America Young. This is what I am now. He just kind of rides off.
I did like what Impact did, though. I don't know if you noticed it. They kind of were hinting that he's got this video all night, which I would think this would kind of give us higher viewership. And Impact did have a bit of a bit of a plug to get people to watch. So I mean, like we have been asking for them to give us that kind of thing, and I mean, at least they tried. And if it wasn't successful, maybe they'll be successful in the future with something like that.
It's a good call there. Didn't even think about that, but yeah, I kept thinking like, what the hell was going to happen here? And it's one of those things that I mean, even if there was spoilers, which there wasn't for this episode, there wouldn't have been because this was one of the tape things that people don't see. So. But I don't know. I want don't you miss funny EY? I'm sorry. Okay, got it. The word was versatile.
I do to a point. I don't want the Eric Young that's scared of pyro.
That's fair.
To be fair, I don't want that. I feel like that's.
How about the Daniel Bryan Eric Young? Remember when he was like.
I would totally be down with that.
He was the guy. Maybe he would wrestle like every week. Like that was like his thing. He was like the wrestling champion.
Yeah, I totally would love that. I think like the crowd would totally get back in, especially when he got to Canada.
Face EY. I mean, like he's too much in the middle, even with his character, or he's too dark. I don't know. That's just me though. Maybe people love it. I just kind of miss funny EY. I love funny EY, and I feel like he could be funny as a face and not stupid, wacky funny, which it's hard, but he can do it. And I just don't care about this Diener stuff. I'm sorry. I mean, Diener's a great dude, but they've done nothing ever to make him or his crew look like they matter. So I think that's another point I think that hurts EY here.
And they basically haven't really been having any addition by subtraction. They lose Alan Angels, and they did nothing to replace him. And like I feel like a few weeks back or about a month or so ago, I thought there might have been a little bit more substance to keeping the faction alive, but it's not going anywhere. So I
think about like EY comes back and then like destroys the faction like from the inside or whatever. You know what I mean? That would have made sense. That could have been interesting.
Yeah.
Like why have Angels turn right before EY comes back? Unless obviously they didn't know. Maybe they didn't know it was going to be that soon. But you know what I mean? Like if you just said, like, why drop someone before you're going to take on, like, EY or whatever? And I don't know.
Well, and then I had a bit of a problem, too, coming out of the Angels leaving. And then, like, right off the bat, they give him a loss against Heath.
Yeah, very, very odd. I'm going to say he's not signed, and Heath is, and that's about it. Also, Heath, I don't know, Heath's kind of a star. I mean,
Oh yeah,
Well,
definitely.
not kind of. I mean, he's definitely probably definitely keep saying probably in there. He's definitely one of their biggest names. I mean, just because
Oh,
just with the fact he's from WWE, like anyone that was in WWE for a little bit, they're just going to be way more known. That's
oh yeah, you get that rub, and
yeah,
you're like marked for life.
yeah. So I love the opening to this week's show with Trinity. Like you said, huge pop. And I always say, man, in ring segments with, on the microphone, like that's when people come off as big stars. And she came off as
Yeah,
huge with the pops and the crowd and chants, Trinity chants.
I just didn't like the disrespect for Deanna got here. Like they were saying, you tapped out. I was like, she
Oh
fought
yeah,
a
yeah,
very
but I
hard.
mean, yeah, that's fair. But I mean, it's crowds, and hey, it's better
Oh
than
yeah,
nothing, isn't it? People
yeah,
sitting on their hands.
yeah,
But
crickets
I mean,
and
yeah, I did this. I did. I kind of did the same thing. Like, shut up, you dicks. That's Deanna. But it's fans. Hey, go crazy as long as you're making noise. And I mean, it was basic. It was Trinity came out, Deanna came out, then the Coven came out, and it led to a match. And that was probably the first, I think, 35 minutes of the show, and I loved every second of it. Because
yeah,
these women, because all four of those women they're just great. You know what I mean? They're all great.
well,
They can talk. They can do whatever, and it was all good.
well,
It was simple. It worked.
I think this match coming out of it just proves my statement I made about Kylie King. She's going to be a huge superstar for Impact. I thought she kind of shined in areas that others didn't quite so much in this match, and I think
Don't
she was
don't
different.
jinx it. She's still NWA.
Oh, is she really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, I did not know that.
Yeah. Sorry to burst your bubble there, but things like that worry me.
Damn.
I don't know what things like that mean. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'd love to see the beautiful people just
Well, what are
return.
we?
Like, but
Well, what are?
she's also in NWA. Angelina Love.
Well, what are we giving
Yeah, I
NW?
have no idea how this works. I don't know. I mean, we're getting the Impact is getting the beautiful people, so they're getting Angelina. So I don't know how all this works. I mean, I don't
Well,
think they're getting anything. I don't think they're getting anything.
well,
I think she's just
we
she's a
be giving
worker
them
who can work with two
exposure.
companies.
We could be giving them the exposure.
Yeah, I don't know how it works. I don't know how all that shit works,
Yeah.
obviously. So, um, hang on. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I really loved the opening. Thought it was really cool. Hated the ending. We'll get back to that. How about the middle though? Kind of odd. Did not like the Heath Angels match. I mentioned in the our little thread, like I really love Heath, like when he pops it and kicks ass, but I don't like just Heath matches. Like they're very WWE-ish, like very he just.
Yeah, well, I couldn't get over how well he was liked in the crowd, though. Like, I mean, that kind of made me kind of like feel good about him there,
Oh
because like
yeah,
he,
that's a problem. Yeah, well, not a problem. But,
you call him Stone Cold Heath, but
yeah,
I call him DD Heath.
I just don't know what you do with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like we both like Heath, but we don't want him near the goddamn world title.
no, definitely not. That was always my problem with it when we brought him in way back when he was become a free agent, and I'm like, yeah, you could stick him in tag teams, but you got to give him somebody credible that they're got to be better than
Yeah, like
him.
him and Rhino were fine because they were like a
Yeah,
WWE act, but yeah, like I don't know what you do with him. He's a weird kind of like because he's like a big name. So like if you're gonna push him, you got to push him. But he would kind of be an intercontinental guy, which they don't have.
well, what I see, he's a very big guy. He's not like
Oh
back
yeah,
in.
no,
I used
huge.
to think he was kind of small,
I'm gonna
like
guess
small,
6'5" or
and then
6'5" something.
yeah, he's kind of like a Matt Cardona size
Like
guy.
I'm telling you, all these WWE guys, they're just like the small ones are like fucking 6'5". It's insane.
Well, I mean, I think it's proof right there that a lot of the Impact roster in the past year or two have been like very undersized, and like we don't, outside of Moose and maybe a couple other ones, we really don't have that big man.
Yep, I'm with you with that. Big man tag team I would like. Well, they got Moose now, so maybe that's a big man kind of tag team. So that little thing with the Rascals backstage. I've been enjoying them other than the spray paint, which I don't know. I just hate it. I hate spray paint in
Well,
wrestling.
then they went and relied on it again this week.
Yeah, I know. I hate it so much. That's why I just mentioned it because even before it happened. But they had a thing with Scott in the back, and
Yeah.
Scott fined them for 2 weeks, which I'm cool with that. You don't hear about that much in wrestling. Even though I don't like when money is used in wrestling. Like I hate when what's his name had that wad of money for like a year.
Well, I just thought you kind of would have hated Scott just kind of like interjecting himself into the storyline here a little bit because he was backstage and
The
kind of
only
pulling in his power,
Listen, Scott's a goddamn draw after the Slammiversary numbers came in, so I can't say shit about him for a while. And like that's all it is. I mean, if he proved like people people cared about that match. I was surprised. I mean, I didn't, but whatever. Maybe Josh and I don't know, whatever. So I'm cool with Scott now, at least the character on television. I just don't like that there's two authority figures. Like I pointed this out in the group. Like I made a video. One of my first videos ever was called "No Authority Needed," and Impact had no authority figures, and they were killing it. It was for like a year and a half. I think it was when Scott and Don, I think, took over. Like they didn't really come. They never came to the ring and said, "Oh, we're here." They were just making awesome matches and shit.
Well, that's why I think we need somebody outside the company to be that catalyst. Somebody that's going to come in and get in Scott's face or get in Santino's face, because right now
you want a third.
No, I don't want a third. I think there should be a supreme one, but like maybe have a storyline where someone comes in and kind of like starts making making the current roster kind of like, I don't know, maybe get sneak attacked,
Jim Cornette.
Or somebody like that. But I did hear a recent story about Jim Cornette, so I'm a little pissed hearing this. I guess Seth Rollins was all but going to Impact Wrestling, and Jim Cornette.
Yeah, I've heard a few stories like that.
Cornette told him to go up north.
Yeah, I've heard a few stories like that. But I mean, I hate to say it. In the end, all those guys would have ended up with WWE anyway. You know what I mean? Even if they spent a few years with Impact.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think he would have got to the accolades that he is in WWE either.
Okay, so Heath got the win over Angels. Yeah, I mean, it's hard, man. He's, like you said, he's he's incredibly likable. Like the fans love the guy, and so yeah, I don't know what to do with that. I mean, Angels,
he hit
great
Angels with the wake up call,
and I just hated that it was Angels here because he just broke out and it's just weird timing, and I don't know. I guess like you said, lack of whatever on, or it's not really lack. I mean, they brought in Davey Vega to lose to Jake Something, who I hate to say it, but it seems like nobody gives a shit about Jake Something. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I mean, there might be a few people out there that are.
I never say everyone, but yeah.
Yeah, and like it just felt like Davey Vega was just being thrown into the hot coals to be burnt out by Jake Something. Like it wasn't even close. It was a squash match, if you will.
Yeah, I mean that's why I don't like Angels like beating. I don't even tell you enough to drop off my. This would be bad timing. Okay, I might actually have to drop off my rent in the middle of a podcast. Okay, Gary, so what are we talking about here as I have to quickly put a shirt on? Because, I'm recording this topless, everyone.
No nudity on this shit.
I just not sure if I'm breaking any laws here. All right.
Yeah, we're referring to the Jake Something, Davey Vega matchup where we kind of thought it was kind of like ill-placed or probably not even that necessary because we feel that
should have been a BTI match. How about that? Who the fuck is my goddamn?
Yeah. I thought my dogs would be the interrupting us this week because we have all three of them together.
Yeah, it usually never happens. It usually never happens with me, and I'm about to go down and kill somebody. But we gotta totally kill someone.
Totally no surprise on Something picking up the win here. I don't know if we'll be seeing more Davey Vega for the tapings in the future. So
I mean, I just don't like what they're doing with Jake. I mean, I don't know. They could have been a cooler way they brought them back.
Yeah, he did. I noticed though.
As in any fucking other way, maybe.
Well, I did notice. I don't know if you noticed since he's been back, he ditched the long hair look and kind of has a short hair thing. That's why I said the character of Hernandez, last podcast, would be kind of something up someone's sleeve to come up with a new way to make Jake look fresh.
Yeah, I mean they should have did something I don't know, just have him join a group, have him be the goddamn, maybe take out Khan or something, maybe join Khan. I have no idea, but I just hated what they did. I mean, how about put him in a goddamn mask? We mentioned this randomly because of my boy
Yeah,
Robles, because of my man Robles who loves that stuff, and so do I.
oh,
Like,
you
just
mean kind of like a relic or something like
no,
that?
how about no, just like a masked guy attacking people for a while, just a big, huge masked dude attacking people for a while. We don't know who it is,
Well,
and then it's Jake something,
you kind of gave me a good idea here, Jay.
or leave him in a mask.
Well, yeah, there's this. I don't know if you ever seen the Mad Max films.
Yeah, some of them.
One of the main baddies in one of the movies. I can't remember which one. He ran around in a hockey mask, and like I guess he like mostly only grunted and whatnot. But why not have him be like a post apocalyptic kind of character where he just destroys everybody? You know what I mean? And like you bring in Father James Mitchell or something.
There you go. That's already 10 times or 20,000 times better than what they're doing with him, which is just bringing him back and having him squash people, which he did like, what, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
That might not even be a, overstatement. 3 years ago? I really don't remember. I mean, he's a good wrestler, but like, Jesus, he was Jake something, squashing people years ago. It didn't really go anywhere, and like, they could have did anything with his return, and this was the lamest way to do it, I think.
And I think too, they need to let him open up a little bit more. I know in the past year or two, when he was on, the regime, I think when Don Callis was there, I know he was able to do a lot more maneuvers, and like, I just find it really lame when he does that. I don't know, kind of like that Thez press kind of thing where he whips him into the ropes, and it looks like it hurts. No lie. I mean, I wouldn't want to be a recipient.
I mean, he's a hell of a wrestler. He's like really crisp and shit, and he's huge.
Yeah, and like I think he's like even look more buff than he's ever has. And like I don't know, we just got to do something with him because like I kind of just feel like we brought him in this for the sake of bringing someone new in.
Yeah, and if you don't have a reason for him, stick him on BTI or something until you do. And this was interesting. Myers Moose and Bully Ray interrupted Leo on the phone. Leo said,
I love how they're bullying him here.
I'm just curious if Leo was talking to someone like that he might be bringing in.
Yeah, he might be bringing in that Myron Reed or something like that. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really care about the rest of this. It was just leading to a 6-man tag at Emergence, I think, which, I don't know, kind of weird. I believe it was Christian Thompson who said that the world title should be defended on like every special and pay-per-view, and I agree with that. It's the goddamn world title, and I'm pretty sure the knockouts do it because, like, I don't know. I think they're just more set, like more whatever. And
yeah, they're definitely like more like well balanced, and they have like more of a vision of where they're what they're going.
Yeah, it's like kind of always set, not people just randomly winning. The one contender shit like 8-man. DMC match. Joe Hendry versus Yuya versus Kenny King. I was kind of surprised here is because Yuya I really thought Yuya had a chance here.
Oh yeah, definitely. But going before, with this matchup, I noticed Impact has given him a lot more to work with. Like, I kind of feel like when I see Yuya over the last few weeks, he's kind of turning into our version of Funaki.
I was gonna say in like 2 weeks, I think it happened.
Yeah,
in 2 weeks. They let him talk last week for like, I don't know, he said a few words. This week, and then like it makes more sense. Like now I don't know, we kind of get the guy like, oh, I could be champion. Like
if we can find him a singular word that can be, go viral, that would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I think. Wait. So Kenny King got the win here, right? Retaining.
Yeah. Yeah. He retained,
and he did pin Yuya, which I don't love, but maybe that'll kind of mean something.
Yeah. King landed a royal flush and pinned Yuya to retain. Yeah.
Yeah. Something I had to think about. Bailey and Gresham talking about the rules there, and that's going to be weird because Gresham's out now. But maybe they can even add to that. Like they could say he got hurt in a match where someone broke the rules, right?
Yeah,
The ref got distracted, and they did the spray paint on Gresham. Shit, that actually writes itself right there. Maybe they actually wrote that ahead of time. Nice job, Impact.
Maybe they looked into the crystal ball and said, "Oh, Gresham's going to get hurt." So.
Yeah, I mean, not knowing he's gonna get hurt, but even if he didn't get hurt, like the fact that he's complaining about the rules and then he loses the match to the Rascals because of the rules, like I like that. That's slick. And there was a Death Doll segment, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. Unless you have anything to add. I don't know what's going on. I don't get it. Crazy Steve came in and they're like, "Where's Rosemary?" And Steve just looked at her and he said, "Okay, I understand." Like I don't fucking understand. I need to know more.
All I can see is maybe we get a Crazy Steve that totally ditches this Crazy Steve persona and
regular Steven.
Yeah, or something like that.
Yeah. Does anybody want that though?
No. No.
Send them back into the fucking lake of whatever.
Yeah.
What the hell was it? It was the Hardy Lake.
Well, I think it would have been. I think it would have been better to write him off TV, like maybe have Taurus maybe attack Steve or do something to where he's ticked off because they lose all
right now. Yeah, right now he's just kind of hanging around the back, and I don't know. Was Taurus on last week's show?
No, I don't believe so. But like, I do know
he was on a recent one. Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean,
and they lost.
Yeah.
Maybe BTI also. I'm not sure. So. Okay, yes, we got the spray paint with Bailey. Rascals get the win. I do like the push of the Rascals. Really nice job with that. But overall, I don't know. I mean, I love the opening. Then it kind of fell flat, got a little boring, but nothing bad like Heath and Angels and Jake and Vega. And I did like the DMC match, which digital media. I don't know. I just was surprised. Like you got exactly kind of like what we wanted, and we like Hendry and we like Kenny King, so that was cool. And then the Rascals match was good. And I don't know, maybe not a main event. Good, great, but
we might want to mention too. I guess Trey Miguel was injured during this match. I believe it was an ankle injury, and that he might be out for a few weeks, or kind of light loading it, if you will.
Maybe that was the piece of news I was wondering about.
Yeah, as you can see, when Zachary Wentz is in the ring with, I want to say with Gresham, you look out on the apron and you see Trey like kind of clutching onto the ankle, like kind of like you're putting like the X symbol up, like he probably got injured at that point, and I'm sure they rushed somebody to take a look at it. So
I keep looking up and down the card and I feel like we missed something, but no. And okay, let me just run down. Oh, how's this? Okay, I don't know if you heard this. Iceman Intel this week. He said there will be a special guest for Emergence, but I'm pretty sure he said only for the live crowd, which would wouldn't that be weird? Or I don't know. Maybe it wasn't for the live crowd. I mean, I don't know.
Well,
maybe it was like to help with the live crowd. I don't know.
I don't know how much truth there is, or more, it was probably just more like a wish list. I see somebody saying, wouldn't it be great if we could get Kurt Angle at least for, I don't know, like.
It's funny, I was actually thinking about that.
Like an enforcer or something like that. You know what I mean?
Just because he's the only one kind of out there. He's got his own podcast now, but yeah, I think I don't know. I don't think he would do it unless you give him like a crazy amount of money. Alan Shrage, I still have no idea what a digital media championship is supposed to represent. Yeah, that's fair. I mentioned never noticed Mike Bailey talks like a robot. Did you? I saw that this week. I was like, I guess he doesn't talk much. I was like, holy shit, that's what this guy sounds like.
Yeah, I mean that's fair, but I mean I think they're just trying to play him off kind of like a low key in a lot of ways. Has that.
And I have seen this a lot. Alan Shrage said, I find him boring. And what is the stupid thing he always does with his hands?
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree.
I think it's a karate thing, right?
The character, the voice maybe is a little boring or stale, but like, I mean, what he does in the ring is amazing. And I mean, there's probably all of about 2 people in all of wrestling that can probably do half the stuff he can do.
Yeah, I agree. Maybe just don't have him talking or much. And once again, the social media top 5 was all Twitter. So again, that's just going to drive me crazy until they change the name to Twitter top 5, or pay attention to any other of the many, many social media apps right now. I mean, there's so many. I don't even know about a bunch of them. Yes, I mentioned really good. Oh yeah, really good crowd. That's got to be the first Yuya chant I wrote. I mean,
Oh yeah,
definitely, right?
yeah. That was stuff. It was definitely really cool to see like he was getting a little bit more like fan shout outs. But I noticed something really cool this week too with Impact with this graphic they were doing. They had I can't remember who what the bout was, but they had a thing called Fight Bites, I think it was, and
Oh
it
yeah, it was
like
kind of like a
it broke like broke down like all like I think it was three people it was breaking down and like but I don't remember seeing
So
three.
probably the digital media match.
Yeah, maybe that's what it was, but it was really cool to see like they're actually going that extra like little things that we've mentioned
I mean, they
kind of
did
make.
those things years ago. You know what I mean? Like the
Yeah,
matchup, like a
yeah,
matchup, basically. It's just a fucking graphic. I mean, it's really not that hard to do, and it's just very helpful. They're cool, like you said. I mean, I don't know. I'd like to see that all the time. That would be cool. Well, not all the time, but maybe for like main events or big shit. And well, Santino is consistently great. I think you agree with that. He's just always funny. Like even just every goddamn word he says, like you know what I mean. When they're not supposed to, be, when he gets like a word, says it a little funny, whatever.
yeah.
Okay, I wrote. Has Deanna lost twice to anyone at Impact? Would you happen to know that? Because she said nobody beats me twice or something like that, and it could have just been a cool line. But like
Well,
I was thinking about it. I don't think anyone has. Maybe.
I
Um,
kind of feel like that kind of comment might bring back your Mickey James because she did lose to Mickey
I
James
was gonna
once.
say, I think Mickey beat it twice. No, I guess not.
I don't know about twice, but I know she beat her once. It kind of made me think like,
And then
what if?
Jordan never beat her.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And like, if Mickey were to come back and she'd say, "Well, I could
And
twice," or
yeah,
whatever.
and I mean, this isn't a spoiler. Trinity's not going to the UK. She's filming a movie about Mildred Burke, and
Oh, okay. Yeah,
um,
you did touch on that last
so
week.
like, I mean, as far as we know, she's not going to the UK, which I have to believe that Deanna's going to win. I mean, that plus Deanna hasn't lost twice to anyone means Deanna wins. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't on like my in my mind right now I can't picture her losing twice to
No,
anybody.
but I can't
But
picture
like,
Trinity losing so quickly.
but then again, like maybe this will be something that I don't know sets up a maybe very dark Deanna. I don't know if she were to lose this
Yeah.
second time.
Or how about Jordan helps her?
Yeah, yeah, that could be too.
Although Jordan recently said she is not returning anytime soon, definitely next year, but that could also just be words. She's also getting back
Yeah,
into shape and looks pretty jacked already, so I would not be surprised if that was just words. And Tasha Steele's mentioned doing something with Trinity, so I don't know. Maybe they're setting up like Jordan and Deanna against Trinity and Tasha. That could be pretty sick. I mean, also that's like four big name, great fucking knockouts, and I'd love to see that. And my voice just cracked. I don't know why, but that's okay. That's about all.
well,
Oh, damn. I was gonna say that's about all I got, except for one more. I actually watched BTI. Heather Reckless, who I've been following on Facebook just because she's an attractive blonde wrestler. Just call me whatever you'd like. I didn't know she was 4'11", and Jesus, I don't know if you saw the match, but she looked. They were chanting for her
oh
against
yeah, I did.
Giselle.
Yeah, I saw some still gallery shots where Giselle was kind of like putting her hand above her head, like "Look at you, shorty,"
Yeah, that was basically the whole thing of the match. And yeah,
I
Giselle
didn't
did a good
actually
job.
get around to seeing it. I
Yeah.
didn't know if Giselle was kind of taller than I thought, but like she looked really tiny.
Well, yeah. Well, I think they said she was 4'11" or 4'10" or something. And I think Giselle's what, 5? She's got to be at least like 5'8". I don't know.
Yeah, I
I'm,
would say
I'm
all of
guessing.
that. Yeah.
I would think she's close to 6 feet, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Still kind of comes off as really big to me, but also maybe not because she's standing next to the taller Samantha Evans, and I don't know. But that's about all I have for this. Just gonna flip through some news fast, see if we missed anything. What else you got? Oh, I watched the movie Turistas again this week.
Oh wow, I love that movie.
Oh, you do? Wasn't sure if that would be a little too weak for you.
No, I loved it. That's the one that they go up in the Mayan temple, right?
Yeah. But the
Yeah.
kid, like they hit a kid like in the friggin' head with the thing.
Yeah, that was very like my wife when we went and seen that at the drive-in, she couldn't watch it because she said it was very Saw like with the roots and stuff
Oh
going
yeah,
in.
that was when they started like literally cutting people. Like that was kind of nasty.
Yeah,
But
they
I mean,
got a lot. They got away with a lot for being an R-rated film.
yeah. Also, oh yeah, I mentioned I've been watching American Horror Story. I watched season 1, and then I watched the season where the world ends, which was pretty cool because it was kind of like a spin-off of season 1 and the Coven, which I didn't watch because I don't know, couldn't really get into it. But damn, that's a goddamn good show.
Well,
crazy acting, just crazy ass acting.
I got one too called The Ghost Within 2023. Believe it's available on multiple streaming services. Pretty well constructed film for being indie. Like there's a lot of pretty cool jump scares. I don't know, it you could do a lot worse. I mean, it probably isn't like in the vein of what's that series? Insidious, but I felt like it was very much nodded towards that particular series with the ghost and kind of like a connection to why this lady's in this kind of like this haunted mansion kind of thing. And like I guess it was her mother and father's house when they were younger, and she got left a big inheritance, but she didn't want the inheritance money because of the unscrupulous things that went on surrounding the death of her sister in this house. And I could go on all day talking about it, but it was a very effective horror film. So if you get a chance, watch The Ghost Within. It's pretty cool.
Have you seen Insidious yet?
The Red Door. Yeah, I did, but like what I watched, I'm not gonna say how, but the scenes I
great
did
quality.
Yeah, and it was very dark. So I'm gonna say.
I gotta say, I watched the Meg 2, and what a fucking letdown. I mean, it had the greatest trailers ever. Like it looked like it was just going to be Statham 1-on-1 taking down these gigantic Megs and then dinosaurs, which somehow pop up.
Oh wow!
And it was basically them in the things that take them down under the water for about an hour of the movie. And it's like, you know what I mean? It's like it looked like they filmed the end, which was totally insane. But there was a few things where Statham is literally fighting fucking a Meg and like just takes like a 1-on-1 Statham versus Meg.
Oh, so it's sort of kind of like it's kind of random with like
it got crazy at the end, but it looks like they shot it backwards.
Well,
so they had no money for like the first hour of the movie.
Kind of like the Transformers new movie. There is a Beast Wars.
That's a good one too.
Very totally out there. Like I mean, you love Transformers, but then you throw in these like robotic animals. You know, it just kind of seems kind of random. I guess it is based on some actual,
especially when you got a weird timeline anyway.
Based animated stuff from the past, but like
I don't ask so much. I just want one movie with Sam Witwicky and the Mark Wahlberg character. to me, that would be like a little Avengers movie with Transformers.
That could be cool.
Yeah, but whatever. I guess Shay doesn't want to do it, or he's got to wait until his career falls down a little more. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. But we got to cut it. We got to go because it's getting up there. And we'll be back next week, same time, same channel.
Catch you next week, everyone.
Peace.